Hello everybody and welcome back. Here we are, the same spot we were last night for the fireworks, the Canada Day celebration, even though yesterday was not Canada Day, today is Canada Day, but there will be no fireworks today. And here we are outside of the Lazy Bear Lodge, where there were gathered approximately 10 billion people here last night, all here to see the fireworks. And rightfully so, it was an amazing spectacle. Apologies to those that tuned into the live stream to see a very glitchy version of the display. I'm gonna go on a limb and assume that the cellular signal for my data was somehow scrambled by the fog and by the fireworks, perhaps. I don't know if that's necessarily scientifically or technologically accurate, but that's the story that I'm gonna go with. I did get some footage of the fireworks that weren't all glitched out, so I will be uploading that in the near future for those that want to watch. And the wind seeker is coming down. And we still got some Canadian flags up and about surrounding the side of the fence here. Still keeping things festive for Canada Day, despite today not being the actual fireworks celebration. But they do have the Celebration Canada event going on until July 13th. And we'll make our way over there and see what's going on. See if we got the cheese man, who has now been repurposed as the lumberjack man, or as I'm calling him from here on out, Monterey Lumberjack. And it is a hot one again today. If you are coming to the park, it is busy, it is hot, be prepared, hydrate. Looks like someone's gonna get launched on the slingshot. Let's take a look. It's the anticipation's the scariest part. Monterey Lumberjack. All right. Here they go. They're getting a thumbs up. All clear for launch. And boing! Wow, these guys are really getting some flips. Could never try that now. It is, it's intense. I think I would try it. I've never tried it before, but I think I would. But it would be scary. Beautiful sky today. Yep, there's some cloud coverage, which is nice and relieving every time it comes over, but there are patches of blue sunshine, blue skies with sunshine, I should say. It is a gorgeous day. It is a little hot, a little humid. The rain yesterday and everything. We're getting some kind of tropical weather going on here. All right, let's go. Let's build a little suspense before we go to the Celebration Canada event. Let's head over to Behemoth and see what the wait time is. And get all your airbrush shirts over here. Custom shirts. Airbrushed onto a t-shirt. Oh, thank you for watching the coverage of the fireworks. Yeah, it was a little glitchy. Not too sure why exactly. I know that, it was foggy. There were fireworks in the air. Maybe that scrambled the cellular service somehow. But I am going to upload a cleaner video of all the fireworks from last night for those that care to watch that. And there goes the Sledgehammer, one of my favorite flat rides here. And Cyclone is just returning. The platform's coming back up. And over there in the distance, you can see the mighty Canadian Mind Buster. No longer the Spine Buster, the Mind Buster is back in action. And she's going up the ascent and is about to make its way down. What an exciting time. Really didn't think that was going to be done by the end of the summer, so kudos. These guys were working in the background while everyone was focusing on Alpenfury. All right, here's Behemoth. Let's see what the wait times are today. Now remember, it is busy today. It is Canada Day. I did have to park the car pretty far away from the entrance. So what will that mean for our wait times? Would you look at that? So, despite the fact that it's super busy and it's Canada Day at Canada's Wonderland, and the line goes all the way back there, the wait time, oh, the screen just changed on me. The wait time is only 5 minutes, or 4 minutes if you have the fast lane plus pass. Don't know why you would use that when it's only a minute difference, but look at that, it's moving really quickly. 5-minute wait for Behemoth, you cannot go wrong. Let's see how long you have to wait if you want to go on the backlot stunt coaster. I really didn't expect Behemoth to be that short of a wait time. All right, so the koi fish are out and about as per usual. Here they are in all of their orange beauty. Okay, so how about them apples? Look at this. So the wait time for the backlot stunt coaster is, well, it's actually pretty hard to see with this glare on the camera, but I can see with my eyes. It's 15 minutes versus 5 minutes with the fast lane. So it is 3 times as long a wait to go on the backlot stunt coaster as it is to go on Behemoth. Shocking, startling. All right, well, since we're over here, we better check the wait time on the Yukon Striker. I wonder what the wait time on Yukon Striker will be. It's got to be longer than both the backlot stunt coaster and the Behemoth, because it is just a generally more popular ride. But who knows? It's a hot one today, so maybe everyone's at Splashworks. That's been a trend, and of course, Splashworks is open now every day. You don't have to wait for just the weekends. They have a lifeguard staff here every day. The guess is 45 minutes. That's a good guess. Let's see. I'm going to shoot for a little less. I'm going to go for 30 minutes. Let's see. And the great thing about Yukon Striker, and actually Behemoth as well, is they have single rider lines. So if you don't mind being like separated from your party, look at this. It is showing an advertised wait time of 20 minutes. 20 minutes, that's so reasonable. And there is nobody in the single rider line over here. I mean, really? The single rider line is a walk-on. So if you're okay with being separated from your party, just hop into the single rider line. Wow. Did not expect that on Canada Day. Where is everyone? I think everyone, let's go over to Splashworks and see. Maybe that's where everyone is. And there's Yukon about to do its dive, for it is a dive coaster. There it goes. Into the abyss, into the nether zone, beneath the earth. And there it comes back around for its loops and twirls. Yeah, it's interesting that the wait times are so short, because clearly there are a lot of people around here. It's not like the park's dead. But they must be preoccupied with something else. What is it? Now, there are a lot more people in this area just in general, so I'm just going to assume that Splashworks is packed, and that is the answer to our question. The Yukon Striker makes you feel like you're going to black out. Oh yes, that is that G-force pushing your skull, pushing your brain all the way to the back of your skull. Now, I've never blacked out or grayed out on Yukon Striker. However, almost every time that I go on the Incredible Hulk coaster at Islands of Adventure, I kind of lose consciousness for a few moments. But that's all part of the experience. All right, Splashworks. What is going on over here? There are some people, but it's not as busy as it was a few days ago.
Oh no, that's not.
Incredible Hulk is crazy. You know, I actually ended up appreciating that ride a lot more after I was told that the kind of idea behind the roller coaster is to make you feel like you're turning into the Incredible Hulk. And I was like, oh, that actually makes a lot of sense, because you do feel like your, you know, body is being like pulled in different directions. And it's not even that busy at Splashworks. What is going on here? The lazy river. And there's a strong smell of chlorine in the air around here, of course. Okay, so not overly busy at Splashworks. Not too long of wait times over by Behemoth or Yukon Striker. Well, maybe today's the day to come to Canada's Wonderland. It's always a bit of a gamble, you know, going to any sort of thing on a big holiday, because I think a lot of people, you know, they stay at home and they wonder what's open on the holiday. Maybe some people have already made plans. Maybe they're up at their cottages or something like that. And the Tundra Twister is coming back around. Tundra Twister is a deceiving ride. Looks like it's going to be way more intense than it is. But honestly, I'm okay with that, because when you get all the way up there, you get some immaculate views of the park. And you do get some thrills. I feel like every time this ride's kind of different. Like, it's not a consistent spin that it does. It kind of relies a bit on gravity and maybe the ride operator. Hey, no problem. Thanks for watching, you know? Tundra Twister. The coolest thing by far on the Tundra Twister is if you manage, and it's not like you're in control, but if just by happenstance you happen to go by the Yukon Striker as it's going past, now that is a super awesome experience. How busy is Kids Zone? I am not sure yet, but I am going to assume that it is extremely busy. But why don't we take a little walk over there and find out? I would also assume that the water rides are going to be a little busier today too, based on the heat. Let's take a little stroll through Kidsville. See how busy it is over there.
Oh, we're going to the kids park.
It's not as scary as like the commercials make it seem, but it is free.
Just overheard some people saying that Kidsville's creepy. So is it as creepy as the commercials make it out to be? I don't think I've seen any commercials for Kidsville. I mean, I can already see that there are some sizable crowds down there at the end. So I think the assumption that Kidsville is busy is probably fairly accurate. This is going to tell me if I'm going today. Okay, well, let's take a look. Let's see if you're going to be coming down to the park today or not. And remember, if you do come down to the park today, it is a hot one. Even though it's not super sunny, it is very humid. Look at this. The crowd just completely dispersed. Now, you know what is something I have been meaning to point out is this game, if you can call it, the lumberjack climb, is such an interesting concept because I've seen these guys that work here climb up these things and make it look like it's the easiest thing in the world. And then, of course, you go to do it, you pay your money, and then you can't even get like one rung up the ladder without falling off. What is the secret? So things are not too busy over here. Not at all. Not too busy at all, but time will tell. The day is still relatively early. People might be waking up a little later since they have the day off. We got our little Playhouse Theater over here, doing some shows from June 13th till September 21st. Now, obviously, I don't frequent the Kidsville area because, you know, I'm an adult and, you know, I go on the adult rides. However, I gotta tip my cap to the theming of this area. Everything in this area is just so vibrant with its colors, and it's just fun. It really does remind me of like kind of like a Disney World or Universal Studios kind of kids themed area. And here's a little baby coaster. Funway. The Taxi Jam. It's pretty cool if you you know, have young ones and they're interested in coasters. This is where their love for coasters could begin, right here. And here we are approaching Planet Snoopy. These are parts of the park that I don't often frequent on these live streams, but today, Canada Day, why not? Things seem a little busier here, but this could be this one area where there's a bit more congestion. Let's see. Yeah, it is definitely more congested here, but I think that's just because people are standing around and getting food and stuff like that. I don't think people are going on the ride so much. And Planet Snoopy is kind of cool because this is one of the, I guess, the only remaining like IPs that are still here in the park. The Peanuts and Snoopy IP, intellectual property. And here he is himself, Mr. Snoopy. Hey, Snoopy. How you doing today, Snoopy? Must be very hot there in the sun. But I do really appreciate the fact that they have all these kids rides and these kind of like miniature versions of the bigger rides that you can find in the main area of the park. And these are just some great opportunities with the young ones to take it easy. You know, you can go, look at this, look at how serene this environment is here. You can go on these little choo-choos that go at a snail's pace, nice, calm, and relaxing, and you're surrounded by all these geese. And you know, Canada Day is not complete without at least one Canada goose in your life, and here you can have many. There are countless geese, Canadian, all of them, born and raised. All right, let's take a look if the bat is running today. Have to say hi next time I see you in the park. Seen you yesterday. Yeah, feel free to say hi. I'm here pretty often. We're going under the rainbow. You know what, I never checked. Is there a pot of gold down here? They always say the pot of gold's at the end of the rainbow. But in this case, there are just 3 geese. 3 geese. Maybe it's part of the whole thing. Maybe I have to do some sort of quest involving 3 geese and then I can get my pot of gold. Cobra chickens. Yes, they are cobra chickens, those geese. Long neck. Part snake, part goose. And that cloud coverage right now is very, very nice and relieving. They're sending off shockwave. So one thing you can't help but do whenever you're on one of these rides is kick your feet around. I also think this ride is pretty fun. Kind of underrated ride around here. You get some great views, some moderate thrills. I haven't seen any testing on Alpenfury yet, but there is some very nice progress happening at the station, and the bat is running. The bat is flying. And lots of Canadian flags over here, keeping the celebration alive. The shockwave of Canadian culture. And I'm gonna get in everyone's way for photos here. Sorry, people. All right. Yeah, I haven't seen Alpenfury doing any testing today, but I'm sure they will, because they are actively working on it. The construction workers are here. There goes the bat backwards. Now, you know what looks really cool? I don't know if anyone's been watching the Universal Studios UK concept art. They're planning on opening up a Universal Studios theme park in the UK. A long time from now, in like 5 or 6 years. I think it's like 2034 or something. Wait a minute, that's way longer than 5. It's 2030 something. So it's a while from now. However, the point that I was going to bring up is that they have this concept art that some people have put together, and one of the rides people are speculating is a Back to the Future ride, and I'm wondering if that's going to be similar to a boomerang coaster, because that would make sense, right? Going forward and then going backwards, especially if it's Back to the Future themed. Looks way emptier than yesterday. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. The parking lot was filled. Maybe the parking lot still had people trying to get out from last night. That was quite the experience getting out last night, let me tell you. Let's take a look over at Leviathan, see what kind of wait times we're looking at. Yesterday, around, I don't know, 7:45 p.m. It was a 55-minute wait for Leviathan today, middle of the day. Leviathan. I don't know if you can see it. I can see it with my eyes. It is a 45-minute wait time for Leviathan. 45 minutes. And 5 minutes if you have the fast lane plus pass. And they got some Canadian pinwheels and flags here as well, keeping the celebration alive. And there go some riders riding off to that ascent of 306 feet. And there have been talks about this new roller coaster, this winged coaster. We haven't even got Alpenfury yet, and people want the next coaster. Where should it go? Should it go over here at the Speedway? Does anyone even enjoy the Speedway? I'm actually a little bit shocked to see people racing here today. Most times when I come here, I don't see anybody racing on this thing. I just see like team members huddled in a corner over there discussing, you know, what they're gonna do when their shift's done. Do you find the wait times are accurate? The wait times are usually longer than stated. Yep, I actually do agree with that. I do agree with that. There the Leviathan goes. Yeah, you know, it's funny. I was talking to somebody about this the other day, actually. The wait times at Universal Studios are always overestimated, so you get this real nice sense of accomplishment when you don't wait as long as the wait time. But it's actually the opposite here at Canada's Wonderland. Like, you'll wait longer than what it says. So I think they should actually, you know, intentionally bump up the wait times so you actually feel that sense of accomplishment when you get in a shorter amount of time than what you were expecting. Never done the Speedway? Me neither. But yeah, I mean, maybe that area could be home to something a little bit better. Also, the Speed City Raceway is it's not included with your you know, your park pass, your park ticket. You have to pay extra for that. So unless you really love go-karts, but you know. And then we got the Wild Beast, the old classic wooden roller coaster over there, Park Original from 1981. A lot of people are talking about them maybe tearing that down, making space for a more modern roller coaster. And that one I'm kind of torn about, to be honest, because there's some of these coasters that are just like relics of the past, and they kind of just give you this feeling of a time that doesn't exist anymore. I like the idea of having modern coasters existing with, you know, older wooden roller coasters. But I also understand they got to make that money. And once Alpenfury is open, these wooden coasters are going to have a lot to compete with. And over here, the sun is coming out on the lagoon at Medieval Fair. And here is the tower where the now open Castaway stunt diving show is happening. It's not happening at the moment, but let me go over to the show times. I did catch a show the other day, and it was spectacular. Truly spectacular. They were doing stuff that I didn't even know was possible. Of course, I'm not a stunt diver myself, so it's not like any of this stuff is kind of like normal to me. But here are the show times, Castaway. So you got 1:30, 3:30, 4:30, 5:30. So you have 4 shows. No shows on Thursdays. Keep that in mind. But there is some really cool stuff they do with this tightrope over here. Of course, lots of diving. There's some trampolines there that they do all sorts of like flips and acrobatics and gymnastics. And there goes the Riptide, and still only one of the ride vehicles have people on it. Although I did see some people on the other portion of it the other day, so I guess it is working. Maybe it's just a popularity situation. They just don't have enough people to fill up both. And I have seen that ride break down a couple times. Okay, so let's make our way over to the Celebration Canada event, see what's popping over there, and then we'll loop back around and check in on the Alpenfury station and see the progress there. I was there earlier before I started this live stream, and there is some progress. The construction workers are there. They're working on Canada Day, so I hope they're making some good money. Time and a half. And there is also a show that is happening at the Canterbury Theatre. What gimbal do I use? Well, old Gimby, as I call him, Cumulo Gimbus. This is a gimbal I got from Amazon, the rainforest. Took me a long time. I dug deep into the rainforest of the Amazon to find this gimbal. Yeah, no, it's by a company called Aochuan, A-O-C-H-U-A-N. It's decent though, does the job. Still no clock, I know. I know, still no clock. The clock is running late. The clock is running late. Mindbuster, yes, I've been on the Mindbuster. It's way better now. I'm so glad they did those refurbishments. It can lay to rest the title Spinebuster. It is now officially the Mindbuster. And down here, we got our glorious algae. Algae, it's good. It's good. Good for the ecosystem. And there's lots of people coming in right now, so maybe it is going to get busier throughout the day. Right ahead is the Celebration Canada event, but I can't walk through the fountains, so I'm going to go this way. I'm going to go against the stream of people. I'm going to swim upstream like the salmon. There's some sort of espionage music playing in the background.
Today, you will have the chance to see some of the best high divers in the world. For your excitement.
Yeah, I also would agree that they should add more lighting effects on Thunder Run, because I was on it maybe like a week or so ago with some other people, and nobody actually even knew that there was a dragon inside the mountain. I was like, yeah, it was hard to see. Like, I knew it was there, so I was looking out for it, but it was hard to see. Wouldn't be that hard to set up a couple lights. Canada's Wonderland, if you're watching this live stream, hear our cries. Put some lights in Wonder Mountain. Not too many. Keep it atmospheric for sure, but enough to see that there's a dragon in there. Yes. Showcase Herman. Easy peasy. Oh, I know why this espionage music's going on. Because the Victoria Falls divers are about to dive.
Determination.
Okay.
Agility.
I know I've been kind of teasing everyone with this Celebration Canada event, but you're going to have to wait a little longer because I'm going to walk over to the falls. And we got a fellow live streamer over there. It is a little dark. Thunder Run, though, I will say, it is a choo-choo train, and it is geared as a sort of family coaster, but low-key, it is pretty fun. Sometimes, you know, you don't have to do all the loops, you don't have to do the huge drops. Sometimes just a fun classic roller coaster does the job, and Thunder Run definitely fits the bill. All right, hopefully I get there in time. These divers are already up at the top of the waterfall. I would run, but it's hot, so. Everyone's raising their phones. Oh, and there they go. All the way up there. Gonna jump. Backwards too, wow. It's building the suspense. And looks like there. Wow. Absolutely wild. Absolutely wild. And now we're gonna get the last diver. Oh, he's getting the audience going. Hopefully this is visible. He's backwards. Oh, and there he goes. Wow. Just crazy. It must be really refreshing hitting that water, though. I gotta say, it's hot. I've said it before. I'll say it again.
We hope that you will enjoy the rest.
These guys are diving from a height of 60 feet, and they are hitting top speeds of 70 kilometers per hour on their way down. I'm gonna cut through the True North gifts, get some of that AC going. And I pointed this out before, but there is some new stuff here. We got this green collection here, green clothes. This would be a nightmare to wear on a day like today, let me tell you. But some cool merch, nevertheless very Canadian. Very Canadian on Canada Day. Stop by the True North store and get yourself some Canadian stuff. Everything in here is Canadian. If you are a fan of sports and you are a fan of Toronto sports teams, you can get all of your Toronto Raptors, Toronto Maple Leafs, Toronto Blue Jays merch here. Oh yeah, there are a number of little shortcuts that you can take to just get yourself that quick relief, that blast of AC. Makes all the difference. All right, here we are. I'm recharged. Got my little shot of AC, and I am walking towards the Celebration Canada event underneath the magnificent archways created by the Alpen Fury coaster tracks. And Celebration Canada is happening. It's begun, and it's going to run until July 13th. Select days. You see the sign. All this information, of course, is available on Canada's Wonderland's website, as well as the app. And here are the Canada Day drummers. These guys were out yesterday. Very cool. And over here, of course, is the kind of main event area. We've got all these seated areas with the red umbrellas, and there are a number of different food and drink options specific to this event. So over here is our booth number 1, and here you can see we've got the Nanaimo Bar Milkshake, the Watermelon Caesar Cocktail, distinctly Canadian options. And then over here, also part of booth 1's options, we got the classic butter tart, we got the Nanaimo bars, we got the Canadian maple ice cream. There's some nice dessert options if you're a dessert person. And then booth number 2 over here, we got the stone oven, we got the butter chicken flatbread, we have the cheese curds flatbread, the Montreal smoked meat sandwich. Delicious. Over here, booth number 3 from the grill. So you can choose one skewer, either Pacific salmon or chicken, or you can get the sausage bannock. Sounds pretty good. $11.99, $12.50 for the one skewer. A little pricey, but it is what it is. And they have some axe throwing over here. These are plastic axes. These are not real axes, so don't be afraid if, you know, your kids want to go play with axes. They are not real axes. Watermelon Caesar throws me off. Is it just the candies? I don't know. I mean, here's the thing. I would try it, but $15.99. Oy, I don't know. I think maybe I'll see if somebody else tries it first. And then we've got some cool stuff going on here. Hey, how's it going? Very good.
Tree huggers.
Yeah. So this is Bella here, and she does some amazing stuff with this. What do you call this? Okay, yeah. So look at this. This is actually hypnotic and psychedelic. Whoa. That is so hypnotizing. Whoa. That is so cool.
Thank you.
Are you here all day?
I'm here until 3 p.m.
Till 3 p.m.
Then I'm off in the wind.
Off in the wind, like the leaves in your hair. Awesome. Well, this is amazing. I'm doing a live stream right now, Bella, so you know.
Wonderful.
So if anyone's watching, come by before 3. Check this out. You're here other days?
Yes, I'm here again Friday, Saturday, Sunday for the next 2 weeks.
There you go. Friday, Saturday, Sunday for the next 2 weeks. Very cool. Well, I'll see you again. I'm here like every day. So.
Have a nice day.
Thank you. You as well. See ya. Thank you for the sub. Happy Canada Day. So we got the drums over there. We got Bella doing her amazing contact juggling, I think is the name of that. And then we have our photo ops here. We've got the cornhole over here. We've got checkers over here. There's no shortage of fun stuff to do at Canada's Wonderland. And there is another photo op coming up over here. These roses, red and white roses, make a really cool Instagram sort of backdrop photo opportunity, if that's your thing, if that's your jam. And Bella is a very talented person. They've been in multiple bands. They do all sorts of sort of circus style performance art. So come by and check out Bella. I didn't even know that she was here for this. That was a pleasant surprise. And there is the archway, one of 2 for Celebration Canada. Right over here by the Brain Bruiser, the cauliflower ear creator, flight deck. If you are in the mood for a concussion, hop on flight deck. You'll get your wish. They try to tell you, danger, do not enter. But people do it anyway. Masochists. So I think they're sending one up. Yep, they're sending one up now. Let's watch these unfortunate souls get their heads banged. Okay. And this is the best part of the ride, is just going up the ascent. Especially if you've never gone on the ride before, because you don't know what you're in for. And what you are in for is a lot of cranial punishment. Cranial punishment. That'd be a good name for like a heavy metal band or something. Cranial punishment. So these people are about to be punished cranially. There they are. This is the last moment that their ears will be intact. And there they go. Whoa. And then up, upside down, around the corkscrews. It is fun to watch. It is fun to watch. And it is one of those things where it's like, you know, you actually kind of get a bit of FOMO by watching it, because you're like, that does look like fun, and I do want to be flipping through the air. And I love the SLC style coaster, but goodness gracious, could they do something to make it smoother? Could they do something to make it less physically abusive to the riders. There's got to be a way. And over here, we got our creepy antique carousel. Nightmare fuel. And one of the best places to go to get away from the crowd is the more or less abandoned Grand World Expo area. And over here, I mean, we were talking about the new winged coaster that they got planned. I mean, this could be a good spot for it. There's some real estate. But is there enough real estate? Is there enough? That's the question. I mean, we want these rides to be bigger. You know, in theory, every new ride that comes to a theme park should kind of outdo the pre-existing rides. So, I mean, we've got our current big three. We got Leviathan, Yukon Striker, Behemoth. We're about to have our big four, Alpen Fury. So, this new winged coaster surely would have to be considered like the big five, the big fifth roller coaster. So they're gonna need to make it spectacular. So is there enough room at the old Tomb Raider Time Warp ruins? Is there? Hard to say. Personally, I don't think so. But this area does bleed into another area that doesn't see a whole lot of life, which is the Kingswood Music Theater area, and this super creepy ticket booth that is fully like post-apocalyptic. And you can see in here things of nightmares, wild nightmares. All right, so yeah, I don't know, maybe this whole area back here, there's loads of real estate. There's tents back here. I don't know what they do with those. Tear it all down. Build a roller coaster. It's a theme park. It's a theme park. We need roller coasters. Okay, so we've seen the Canada Day celebration. We've seen the Celebration Canada event. We've seen wait times for all the big three rides. But there is one thing that we have not yet seen. Can anyone guess what that is? I'll just go ahead and say it. It's the Alpen Fury progress. So let's head out on over to the Alpen Fury station and see what has been done. They are working today. Construction workers are working on Canada Day. Everybody else has the day off. But the construction workers for Alpen Fury do not get a rest because this project is overdue and they want to have it open. And I salute each and every one of them for their hard work. There has been some extreme weather in this process, in this time period. There has been some massive hurdles. There have been time crunches and time constraints. It's not easy. So good on those brave and skilled construction workers for bringing our dreams to life. Even though it is a little overdue. But everyone expected that. Everyone expected it to be delayed, and it was. But the rumor mill keeps pumping out rumors. And the latest rumor that I have heard is that mid-July, they're going to start putting people on Alpen Fury. It will be open to the public mid-July. This is a rumor. This is a rumor. I do not know this. This is what the rumors are. So let's see how accurate that is. Because if that is true, that is pretty good news. I mean, mid-July, it is July 1st today. It's Canada Day. Mid-July would be, you know, I'm going to go with July 15th would be considered mid-July. July 15th, Canada Day, July 1st. That's 14 days. That's 2 weeks. 2 weeks from now. Could it be? Can't wait to see the progress. Yes, you will be seeing the progress very soon. Yes, I would also, you know, if you are only going to be coming like once or twice throughout the summer, wait till Alpen Fury opens. Keep in mind though, when it does open, there are going to be some long lines for it. You're going to want to get here early to secure your place in line. I did a video on sort of best practice to get through the big 3 as quick as possible. But I'm gonna have to do another one to do the big 4. But the idea, I think, will be the same in that you just want to go for the most popular ride first. First thing in the morning, get here early. Get here at least by 9 a.m. They'll let you into the actual park at 9:30, and then they'll let you into the rides at 10. So if you are there at the gate by 9, you'll be one of the first to get in at 9:30. If you book it over to, well, let's say right now Alpine Fury's not open, so if you book it over to Leviathan and you wait there for them to rope drop, you'll be one of the first in line. You'll get through that ride in like, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes tops, even on a busy day. And then that frees you up to go on over to Yukon Striker. If you need to, take the single riders line. You can power through that one pretty quickly too, then head over to Behemoth. Single rider line that one if you must, or don't. Normally, with the exception of yesterday, I think it was, or the day before when it was 70 minutes versus 50 minutes for the other ones. Normally Behemoth is the shortest wait of the big 3. So I would do it in that order.
Looks like just drinks.
Woo! And people are excited to be here. They're busting out the bird sounds. So let's see here. With any luck, it'll be open by Oktoberfest. That would be a really nice pairing, wouldn't it? And then let's see what we got here. We live 3 hours away and will most likely pay for the fast lane. Yeah, true. I mean, if you're coming out from out of town and you're making like an event out of it, by all means, skip those long wait lines. Don't live like a peasant. Okay, so here we are coming over to the Alpine Fury station. We are going to see some progress. Are you ready for some progress? I'm ready. I'm always ready for some progress over here. I've been ready. All right, and here we go. Let's take a peek. So look at that. You can see they've got the metal queue barriers up. They are starting to put down some of this pathway here that is going to be connected to the main path up there and then connect to the path down here, separate from the queue area. We've got these poles that are all coming up across here. What are these poles going to be? Is there going to be something attached to these poles? Who knows? And it's funny because you got the Fly ride logo like right in the midst of that. That might be confusing for some guests, but I'm sure they have a plan. And then we can also see that they have done some more work on the sides here. The stairs are looking more complete. Tell the guys the break is over, get back to work. Get back to work, I gotta ride this ride. I've been waiting all summer. All right, let's head on over to the other side, see the progress there. And they have sealed up the hole in the Wonder Mountain wall over there. Mostly, I mean, it's still a work in progress, but that's what's behind that white sheet over there. And that is actually a, oh my goodness. Everybody, they are sending it out. There it goes. Alpine Fury just launched, just did its first launch. And it will go into Wonder Mountain for its second launch. Okay, so we'll catch that coming back into the station. Meanwhile, over here, we have some construction vehicles, some excavators, and things are looking quite nice over here. And we have over here a truck. A truck has somehow driven in, and it is the Great Northern Insulation Truck. So that is, well, that's insulation, right? And I should also point out that over here That is correct. That is a new Midway game that is kind of like a whack-a-mole situation. So that is what this green building, well, this building with the green trim is. There was speculation whether or not it would be part of the queue, but it is not. The Grab and Go store is open. You can go inside, you can grab and go, but you got to pay first before you go. Over here we got the Alpenfest snacks. Nothing in there yet. Not sure what they'll be selling in there. Probably some pretzels. Everyone loves a good pretzel. And here is the sign that was unpackaged. I was talking about this in one of the update videos, but this sign was originally thought to be a wait time sign, but it is not. It is just one of those standard signs that advertises various things in the park, like the Wi-Fi. All the way back there, underneath the archway, there is actually a one of the test seats that they've installed, so that people can, you know, see how the seat fits them, and they can get a feel for the lap bar. There's only a lap bar on this ride. There's no seat belt. There's no over-the-shoulder harness. It is just a lap bar, which is going to make every flip a lot crazier. And there are a lot of flips. It's got 9 inversions. So they got some stuff to clean up still around these parts, but things are looking very nice. They've got some fencing here. Fencing has gone up. And of course, the question on everyone's mind, where's the clock? The question on my mind, where is the clock? It's running late. Let's see if we can take a look into the store. They still got some unpacking to do. Still got some unpacking to do. Gonna gray out so many times. Absolutely, that's all part of the fun. But you know what? It's hard to say, because launch coasters, they hit a bit different. They hit a bit different, and I think that this ride is going to be very smooth, because they're aiming for this one to be like a top 10 coaster worldwide. So they're going to want to make that smooth, of course. See if there's any sights to see in the tunnel. Not much. Can't see much down there, unfortunately. But it is, I think, more or less confirmed that the pyro effects that are going to go on in that tunnel have been installed. So that is a step in the right direction for that. And yeah, look at this. There's some fretwork being installed on the outside of the main station over there. This place just looks cooler and cooler each day. We are getting closer and closer to Alpen Fury. You start your day off with a bowl of Alpen Fury. Nutritious and delicious. Oh, that cloud coverage is very welcome on a day like today. And that whack-a-mole game is called the Schlagzeist. Schlagzeist. Say that one after you've had a few. And then over here, this is the other Midway game. The building with the burgundy, purple, mauve trim. So this had a sign the other day that was over here, but it's gone now. It had a picture of a cactus on it, which seemed a little like ill-fitting for an Alpen-themed area, but it's gone now. So maybe it wasn't even for this area, but they do have the balloons now on the balloon popper machine. So this is going to be some sort of combination of games, or you can throw things into the buckets, or you can, you know, pop balloons and then win some, what I imagine will be some Alpine-themed giant plush toys. What's it called again? It's called Cactus Blast. That's what I called it. That's definitely not what it's going to be called, but that's what I've decided to call it because it had a picture of a cactus, and the last word ended with the letters S and T. But for all I know, it could be, I don't know, desert dust. Why would it be desert themed though if it's over here? That's the question. Alrighty, everybody. So we have come to the hour. Actually, wait. There's one thing I'll show you before. Let's see. Yes. So here it is. Alpenfest's main eatery, the Après Poutineery, is now open. Get your... Oh, the whack-a-mole is called Schlagzeit. Schlagzeit. Which is probably German or Swiss. For what? I'm not too sure. Anyway, so this brings us to the end of the hour. And of course, remember to like and subscribe, hit the notification bell if you want to stay in the multiple inverting loops, and if you want to stay in the know, and if you want more videos and live streams of Canada's Wonderland and some other theme parks. I do have some tentative plans to go on a little bit of a road trip and hit up some theme parks over in the States. So stay tuned for that. And the best way to know about these videos is to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell. So that's my little spiel. And I'm not going to repeat what B-Man the Champ just said, but that is very funny. Yeah, thanks for watching this live stream, everybody. And join me next time, whenever that might be.